Let's talk about the golf swing. Things to understand is the way people are taught is the club head here, hands facing each other, and then you just bend down over the ball and you're going to return to where you start. You don't. You create angles. Your body's in thirds. If I had a alignment rod through my knees, hips and shoulders, at the start they're roughly 0. As I move and transfer my body, my knees will get somewhere around 20 odd degrees before they don't go any further. My hip is going nearer 40 odd degrees, and then my shoulder will carry on further. As I unwind down, the knees get back to level, the hip drops roughly behind that to say 22.5. This is dropping to 45. Now my knees open up, which opens my hips. My shoulders are last to come through, and they all join up basically with my chest facing if the ball was 6 at 4 o'clock. So as we stand here, you're winding up to create what you call you're unwinding down, you meet the ball and everything catches up at about 4 o'clock. So you're addressing the ball here, then you go to impact. Impact, your navel's going to be 2 or 3 inches inside the left foot. The left hand is going to be underneath the shoulder, and there's a slight angle in the club, and then what happens is the release is where they all line up. So this now gets in line. So without moving my body, all we're doing is address, impact, release. So from here, we're basically creating a 5-minute gap. My hands at the moment are at 6, now they're at 5. There's an angle in the shaft, goes from 6 to 5 to catch up. Now that gets hidden if I do that and then just go through, because once it's in line, if I move my body, it moves me through here, but I still haven't changed. My wrist will cock up my left forearm. Then from here, the elbow is going to fold, the wrist cock, and you carry on going round. So basically, your backswing creates lag. The 2 bits I haven't really told you there is your elbow is going to fold. As your elbow folds, it does a couple of things. If you look at my wristwatch, it's pointing at the target. As I fold my right elbow, my forearm is rotated about 40 degrees. What's also happened is my wrist is cocked. As I straighten it, it will uncock. My watch is at you at the moment. As I go back, it's 40 degrees over there. As I straighten, it comes back to level, and then it goes about 40 degrees down as my wrist uncocks. That happened, obviously I can't show that here. The bit I really want you to get is this, through. So you're basically creating a 5-minute gap or lag as you go back. So as you pivot your body, fold your arms, fold your right elbow and go back, you've created that angle of address or lag. You impact hands or lag here by how you move your body. So if I stand here and keep my body square and just go with my hands, that club is 30 degrees to the right, 5 minutes to the right. So how do I square it up? Is by moving my body, so my body is fairly similar as we go through. Remember when we started, everything was at 0. As we unround down, they caught up here. That would be that way, through to there. So there's the 5-minute gap, how we square up. The face is now squarish because I've opened my shoulders that far. Not by spinning from the top or anything crazy, just by how I pivot my body back and down. But the angle I want to get is this. The face is square because the body is here. There's actually a 30-degree angle out here, or 5-minute gap, but how it's squared up is because your shoulders are going the same the other way. So they were at 0-ish at the start, but by the time they get to impact, the left shoulder is now higher and pointed to the left. And that's how you square the face up and deliver it with some power. If you try and stay with everything square and come back to where you started, you're dead. You're going to be hitting back here before you start, thin it or top it. So that's the first thing people need to know. Now a drill to get the feel of that is if you get an expensive training aid, a block of 3 by 2 inch wood, set yourself up in address, then go to impact, and then just send it away by rotating through. Now your instinct, because you think releasing is this stuff, where it's not, it's just that, or in this case we're talking about how this bends, the elbow's folded, and then we just straighten it through, that will always send along the ground and go. If you try and do all this stuff, lose power, take address, go to impact, and do that, you're just flicking it in the air, you've just leaked power. So the best thing to do, get yourself something that gives you resistance, like this expensive training aid, take your address position, go to impact, send it. Then as you get good at that, instead of getting impact hands here, now make a little back swing to get impact hands. Now move to impact, now send it through. When you get a bit better at that, go back a bit further. So we turn our body, we pivot more for impact hands. Now we've got to get back to impact body, then send it. And just keep building up your swing. Just doing that, getting rid of that habit. So it's there, address, impact, send. With a ball, don't suggest use it at golf range. The range owner will love you, but you'll be wasting a lot of balls. Address, impact, and really bend that. See, my left arm's coming up, my right hand's going down. I'm bending that shaft. And once you bounce the shaft, the way you release the power is not with a flick of the wrists. It's basically move your body and send it through. So I'm doing martial arts with tiles. Basically, bang. So we're getting here, there, bang. Unfortunately, it's that simple.